All right, for your second assignment, you're going to do creating logos using Google Drawings again. Hopefully, with creating the memes, you tried some things out, seen how different things work on Google Drawings. This is going to be your second assignment for Google Drawings. So the question is, what is a logo? Logo are images, text, shapes, or a combination of all three that depict a name and the purpose of a business. That's putting it simply. What does a logo do? Okay. Well, most of the heavy lifting because it's the first thing you see, right? You see it in ads, it gives you an identity, it gives this company a symbol. What can you use to make it happen? If designed correctly, any logo can make the future branding a walk in the park.
This is Michael Beirut.
I'm Michael Beirut. I'm a graphic designer.
You might be familiar with his work. But interestingly, he thinks that logos are just kind of overrated.
I am actually often very ambivalent about them.
Let's back up. What is a logo? Basically, the face of a company.
Some are beloved, some, the swastika is a logo and it's reviled, you know?
They have to work at tiny sizes and huge. There are three specific types. First type is the word mark.
The word mark is the easiest one, and it's the one that we're all most familiar with. I mean, John Hancock's signature is kind of a word mark, and it can look crisp, clean, and modern, like the new Google logo looks. It can look somehow that it has roots in a shared heritage, the way the Coca-Cola logo looks, you know.
The second is pictorial.
Pictorial logos often function as a kind of rebus. You know, it's a picture, and you say what's in the picture, and it sort of is identifying the name of the company. Sometimes directly, like Target. Sometimes more indirectly, like Lacoste.
The third kind is kind of the holy grail, abstract iconography.
It's everyone's favorite kind of category because it just seems almost like magic, you know. As a designer, people come to me and they'll say, "Oh, I want like something like the Nike swoosh." They think that the Nike swoosh was the Nike swoosh the day it was drawn, but it was nothing the day it was drawn.
The company that birthed Nike commissioned a design student named Carolyn to draw some ideas, and the Nike founders didn't really like them.
They sort of said, "Oh, let's use that one."
It wasn't like an overnight success.
And then they started putting on designs of shoes. The shoes were good. And then the genius of Nike's marketing apparatus made us further associate that product not merely with performance athletic gear, but with the very idea of athletic achievement itself.
And that's how, over a long time, a little mark means something big.
That's exactly how religious symbols work. It's obviously not just anything inherent in shapes, but it's about what those shapes come to represent in the minds of the people who are looking at them.
But there's a fourth type of logo that goes beyond these three types and can use elements of each of them. The logo system, a graphical framework that can have endless permutations. The first gigantically popular example of the logo system would be MTV. But Google's Daily Doodles are another great example of the logo system, a familiar mark that can also point to other ideas and issues. This approach all has to do with technological change.
It used to be if a company was doing a logo, there'd be this military operation by which it would be inscribed on all their equipment and on their airplanes and their retail facilities, and gold pins and cufflinks would be made for the executive suite and put on spittoons and ashtrays and the top of the skyscraper in which they dwell and on everyone's business card, right? Nowadays, none of that's as important as an email signature or your Twitter avatar, or the little thing that's just next to your URL. And those things are much more ubiquitous, and they can be changed at the drop of a hat.
Beirut used this system approach for his Hillary Clinton logo.
We wanted to have a mark reflect the electorate and reflect the issues. Those simple forms that comprise the H with the arrow in it are actually designed to hold not just two colors, say red and blue, but any colors you want.
The use of logo systems seems to be continually on the upswing now, probably because it allows the brand using it to expand the conversation beyond its own name.
The logo kind of reminds people that that's what our priority is today.
But at the end of the day, regardless of the shape, style, or system, it might not matter what your logo is.
It really is about thinking of these symbols as being empty vessels in a way, and then you pour the meaning into them.
So what's this all add up to? Basically, those fights people get in about new logos are pretty misguided.
They think they're judging a diving competition, but actually, all these organizations are in swimming competitions. It's not what kind of splash you make when you hit the water. It's how long you keep your head above that water.
Logos need to have a long life, not win points in a discussion. 12 years after the birth of that Nike logo, Nike came back to that graphic design student, Carolyn, with a gift.
A Nike ring with her own trademark on it, the swoosh.
Thank you very much. It's beautiful.
And an undisclosed amount of Nike stock.
Wow.
In 1973, when it was designed, her pay was $35.
Okay, hopefully that gives you some insight into logos and so forth, right? So components of a logo, as in the video, talked about word mark or company type, name of the company, a pictogram, picture, whatever, a tagline, brief description, icon, picture, text, and color palette matter. You must find harmony and balance in all the ABCs. What makes it stand out? It should be audience appropriate, easy to read, distinct, and scalable. Different uses. Logos should be placed anywhere on your product, company, or brand representative. Websites, business cards, marketing materials, presentations, internal company communications. All right. So here's some famous logos with hidden meanings.
Adidas, Apple, BMW, Coca-Cola, Toyota. We see these famous brands everywhere, but never consider what their logos mean exactly. But every line, curve, and color has meaning behind it. Most of them were designed to indicate something much more than simple beauty. Curious to know? Watch the 16 famous logos with a hidden meaning you've never noticed. Number 16, Hyundai. Many people think that the logo of the South Korean company Hyundai is simply the first letter of its name. In fact, the letter H symbolizes two people, a client and a representative of the company, shaking hands. That's very thoughtful. Number 15, Adidas. The name Adidas is derived from that of its founder, Adolf Dassler. The company's logo has changed over time, but it has always included three stripes. The current logo is three stripes at an angle which together form a triangle. This symbolizes a mountain, which in turn represents the challenges that all sportsmen have to overcome day after day. Number 14, Apple. Rob Janoff, the designer who came up with the world-famous Apple Company logo, explained his idea in one of his interviews. He bought a bag of apples, placed them in a bowl, and spent time drawing them for a week, trying to break the image down into something simple. Taking a bite out of an apple was part of the experiment. Completely by coincidence, he realized that bite sounded exactly the same as the computer term bite. Isn't this guy top of his field? Number 13, Bio. The first two letters of the Bio logo symbolize an analog wave. The last two are similar to the numbers 1 and 0, that is, symbols of a digital signal. Number 12, Amazon. At first glance, Amazon's logo appears to be nothing special. However, it was designed with the company's philosophy in mind. The orange arrow is similar to a smile because the company wants its customers to be satisfied. The arrow is also stretched between the letters A and Z in a hint that the company sells absolutely every product you can imagine. Number 11, Baskin Robbins. The pink colored parts of the BR section make up the number 31, which is how many ice cream flavors Baskin Robbins used to famously sell. Have you tried them all? Number 10, Toyota. Many people compare the logo of this Japanese car producer to an image of a cowboy wearing a hat. In fact, it represents a stylized image of a needle eye with a thread passing through it. This is a hint at the company's past. They used to produce weaving machines. However, the individual parts of the logo also spell out the letters of the company's name. Number 9. Continental. Continental, a famous car tire producer, has a logo in which the first two letters depict a car wheel. Yeah, everything genial is simple. Number 8. Formula One. If you look carefully at the white space between the letter F and the red stripes, you can see the number 1. The red stripes are also meant to be a graphical representation of the high speed of Formula One cars. Number 7. Pinterest. On Pinterest, people collect images they like from across the internet and pin them to their online boards. That's why the image of a pin is hidden in the letter P. Simple and clear. Number 6. Beats. Beats, an audio equipment producer based in the USA, uses a logo in which the letter B looks like headphones on a person's head. Less definitely means more. Number 5. Toblerone. Toblerone, the famous chocolate company based in Bern, Switzerland, has a silhouette of a bear in its logo. That's because Bern is sometimes called a city of bears. You can see a lot of these animal figures throughout the town, in fountains, at the clock tower, and even on buildings. Number 4. BMW. They say that the central part of the logo symbolizes the rotating blades of an airplane, which is linked to the company's early history of aviation technology. In fact, it is simply a part of the Bavarian flag, the area of Germany where the company originated. Number 3. LG. The logo of this South Korean electronics company is a stylized image of a person's face. According to the company, this represents its aspiration to have ordinary human relations with their customers. Number 2. Evernote. We all know that elephants have impressive memories. They can remember both faces and events. That's why Evernote, a note-taking application, uses this animal as part of the logo. The corner of the elephant's ear is folded over in a similar way how people fold the corner of a page to make notes. Number 1. Coca-Cola. In the Coca-Cola logo, in the space between the letters O and L, you can clearly see the Danish flag. It's purely a coincidence. Nevertheless, Coca-Cola has used this as part of its marketing campaigns in the Scandinavian country. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this,
All right. So for your assignment, you're going to create a real product. You're going to redesign one. You do not have to use the ones that are at the top. Your own product and one of a choice. You can create another logo or make one up. Your logos will either be image, letter, or abstract. Name the logo below the image, a phrase or slogan to go with the product, and overall consistent. You have to look at the consistency of the text, logo, and style. All 3 logos will go on one template, not like the memes, just one template. Okay? Have fun, enjoy.